Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a dupe video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a few dupes that I have found from the drugstore that are comparable to high-end products. Now apparently the term dupe means different things for different people. But for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you dupes that are either color dupes or formula dupes. So it might not be the same color, the two things might not be the same color, but they're kind of the same formula. I'm duping either the formula or the color or anything like that, anything I feel that would be considered a dupe. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I will not be doing any lip dupes like lip glosses or lipsticks or lip liners or anything like that because I do want to dedicate an entire video to drugstore dupes for high-end lip products, because I think that there's a whole video of that in itself, and I'm still gathering like lip dupes. So once I get enough products to make a whole video on it, I will be duping lip products. But today, there are no lip products in today's video. So with no particular order, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So I have really been loving the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. It's completely different from the Laura Mercier's translucent powder that a lot of people use. The translucent one kind of has like a bone color to it, while this one is completely white. It is translucent, it doesn't show up white on your skin, but it's very brightening. So you use this underneath your eyes to set your under eye concealer, and it just brightens the crap out of your under eyes. I really love it, and I have found a dupe for it, and it is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. This one is a little bit glitterier, like there are glitter particles in the e.l.f. one, but I find that if you brush the glitter away, if you attempt to brush them away, they do just fall off your face. This one is a little bit more brightening, but all in all, for the price difference, I would say that this one is just as good. Okay, so this next dupe kind of really rocked my socks. I'm so happy to share this one with you guys. So this is the MAC Electric Cool eyeshadow. I hauled this a while ago, and this was a limited edition color. This is in the shade Pure Flash. But I'm pretty sure they still have these electric cool eyeshadows. And a subscriber who works at MAC actually told me that they're coming out with more electric cool eyeshadows. I don't know, whatever. So I bought this thinking it was gonna be amazing, and it is. It's nice, it's great. But this is literally the same thing as Colourpop. Literally. Now, I don't mean color-wise, although Colourpop probably has a color identical to Pure Flash. I mean everything else. Texture. This is the exact same texture as Colourpop eyeshadows. Like, literally the same exact formula. And it's the same exact packaging, only black. I believe this cost me like $21, and this is $5. Speaking of MAC, I'm just gonna continue on with MAC. I purchased this brush not that long ago. I might have hauled it. This is the MAC 137, and I bought this because I was in MAC with my sister, and it was just staring at me, and I wanted it so bad. I was like, I have nothing like this. And it's a great brush. I really love it. I use it all the time. I like it to contour because it gives the most natural contour ever. Just to bronze up, even blush. It's a great multitasking face brush. But then like a week later, Morphe sent me this brush in the mail. This is the Morphe M500, and it's like the same brush. It feels just as soft, and the shape is almost identical. My white one, like I kind of sat it like this without noticing for a couple of hours, so it's a little bit like bent this way. But they're pretty much exact same, and this is, I believe, $12.99, and I paid $42 for this. I don't know what was in my Starbucks that day that possessed me to buy this brush because it was $42 freaking dollars. But if you're interested in a brush this shape, which they're great brushes, but go ahead and buy the Morphe one because it's so much cheaper. Why did I spend the money on this? I don't know. This is the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector. I bought this because like a couple of months ago, I had really bad under eye circles until I discovered the Midnight Recovery Eye by Kiehl's. So I decided to invest in this because the girl at Sephora told me it was good, and this is what it looks like. It's just a salmon peachy color that you put underneath your eyes, and the peachiness in the product really counteracts the blue in your under eye circles. So it does work. It is a great, great product. I am not bashing this product at all. It works really well to cover up the dark circles. But I just find that I reach for this one so much more. This is the Pixi. It's not what it's called. I don't know why it came out like that. This is the Pixi Correction Concentrate in the shade Brightening Peach. It is the exact same thing. It has that peachy undertone. Pixi is a little bit more pricey where Drugstore is concerned, but it is cheaper than the Tarte one. Now, some people might like the Tarte one more. This one is a little bit more pigmented. So a little bit goes a very long way. You kind of have to use a little bit more with this one because it's not as pigmented. But this one is just so thick that I find that it kind of creeps into the little fine lines and it kind of creases underneath my eyes, while this one doesn't because it's a drier formula. But if you have very dry under eyes, I don't know if you'll like this. Point is that they pretty much do the exact same thing. I guess it just depends on which one you like more. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, my favorite, my holy grail eyebrow product in the world. I've gone through thousands of these little tubes. I started using it even before when it was in like that purpley pink packaging, you remember? And recently the Drugstore has been stepping it up with eyebrow products, and the one that I have found dupes this one the best. It's not an exact dupe, but the one that comes pretty close is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. They pretty much have the exact same packaging. Pretty much identical. This has like a little pink tubing right here, and this one is in white. I mean, they didn't even try to not be the same. NYX, you know? But besides the packaging, the formula is very, very similar. I find that they both have the same grip, the same tug, the same exact color payoff, the same exact like white waxy kind of texture. The only difference is I find that this one, I have to apply a little bit less pressure. This one is it glides on my eyebrows just this much smoother. This much. So for that reason, this one is just a little bit better. But for price comparison, I mean, you can't go wrong with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's pretty much the same thing. So I don't have the high-end product with me anymore because I gave it away, because I found that the Drugstore version pretty much did the exact same thing and I kind of preferred it. But if you guys have ever used the Too Faced glitter glue, it's amazing to apply glitters on your eyelids or to apply pigments. But if you want to save some money, the e.l.f. glitter primer pretty much works the exact same way. The exact same way. It's kind of ridiculous. I just wanted to quickly mention that because I don't have the high-end product to share with you. But okay, so this is the Urban Decay Naked palette. Now, this and the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette are the best palettes I have ever used in my life. Now, I don't have a dupe for this, like an actual, like, full-on palette that dupes this, but I do want to talk about certain colors in this palette. This is the Collection Eyes Uncovered Nude Bronze palette. This is actually like a UK brand. I cannot get this in the States, but my friend Serene sent this over when she went to go visit the UK. And I was blown away with the quality of the eyeshadows. The colors are very, very similar to a lot of the colors in the Naked palette, and they pretty much have the exact same formula, the exact same texture. A lot of people say that the Revealed palettes by Coastal Scents are dupes for the Naked palettes, but I don't think that the quality really compares. The Urban Decay eyeshadows are a lot better than the Coastal Scents ones, at least in those palettes. I don't know about their single eyeshadows. But anyway, these not only have very similar colors, this collection palette, but the formula is pretty much the same. And these are a lot cheaper because this is a drugstore product. Obviously, this is 6 eyeshadows and this is 12, so you get double the product. But certain colors that you love in this, you can find in this if you are in the UK. I wish we can get this collection brand over here because they're very good quality. So I love the MAC paint pots. I love them. I think they are really, really good. Painterly is the best paint pot in the world. I just so happen to have Rubenesque right here. This is like a orangey pinky gold color. These prime your eyelids really nicely and they stay in place all day. My eyeshadows don't budge, they don't crease when I use this underneath. But if you want to save some money, go ahead. I'm sure you guys know that this is a dupe for it, but I did want to mention it because I think they're pretty much exact dupes. These are the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour eyeshadows. They are pretty much the exact same thing as paint pots. I don't have an exact color dupe to any of them, but if you're looking for something similar to this, where it's a cream eyeshadow that sticks to your eyelids and doesn't move, save your money on the MAC ones because the Maybelline ones are just as good and you can find a lot of amazing colors. Okay, so this is a color dupe. This is not a formula dupe whatsoever. They are 100%, 150% different formulas, but it is a color dupe, which is nice. This is the ever so popular Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in the shade Opal. Everybody and their mama loves this one. Even though I prefer Moonstone, this one is a lot more popular, I think, and everybody loves it. And I kind of like the cheaper color even more. This is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlight in the shade Wisp. I have been wearing Wisp non-stop, and you can't really tell in the packaging, but these colors are so similar. When you do swatch them, they do look a little bit different because the formulas are different. One is a creamy texture and one is a powder. But on the cheeks, I really cannot tell the difference. Actually, Wisp is a little bit more intense, which is probably why I like it a little bit more. But the colors are so similar. It's kind of crazy. These are $8 and these are like 40 bucks. This is one of my favorite liquid eyeliners of all time. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. It's a very black eyeliner. It has a calligraphy style. Porter, did you fart? It has a calligraphy style pen. It's not a felt tip. I actually prefer these. I think they're easier to work with than felt tips. And you rarely come across a pen that isn't felt tip, so I thought it was really unique. I love this eyeliner. I will continue to repurchase even though I have found a dupe that is exactly the same. This is the Jessie's Girl liquid eyeliner in black. I actually have a whole video where I demo both of them. I put one on one eye and I put one on the other eye, and you cannot tell the difference. I will link that video down below. They both are amazing. I don't have anything negative to say about either one. But if you want to save money, I would just go ahead and go ahead with the Jessie's Girl one. So recently I have found that I prefer the MAC, what are these called? Mineralized blushes over their powder ones, just because I think they look so healthy on the skin. They give a nice sheen. I like the formula so much more. I love baked products. I love these. This is in the shade New Romance, even though I'm not talking about the shade today. It has nothing to do with the shade. But MAC Warm Soul is a very popular one, and it is a mineralized blush. I think they're so beautiful, and I have found that I get pretty much the exact same effect using these Milani baked blushes. This isn't a color comparison at all. I'm not a color dupe because obviously this is peach and this is pink. But I get the same effect. Like every time I grab a Milani baked blush, I feel like I am putting on a MAC mineralized blush on, and they both last the exact same amount of time on my skin. Like I've noticed that I mean I haven't tested them both out on both cheeks, but I find that these don't fade ugly throughout the day. You know what I mean? I think they're both really great because they both have amazing formulas. The formulas are almost identical, so I really wish Milani would come out with more of them because the only one that really suits my skin tone when I'm fair is Luminoso. The other ones are too dark for me. So I really wish they would come out with like a Warm Soul dupe. How amazing would that be? Okay, 2 more products to share with you. I will be doing these videos more sparingly, like more often. So yes, don't worry about that. This is the Hourglass Mineral Primer, Oil-Free Mineral Veil Primer. And I rarely use this on my channel because I don't think it's as amazing as like everybody says it is. It's a great primer. It's ridiculous how much I spent on it. Ridiculous. I should have bought it like at all. But anyway, I do like it. I think it's good. It does prolong my makeup for a really long time, which is awesome. But I find that my NYX Angel Veil Primer is so similar, and I honestly prefer this one more. This one makes my makeup last a little bit longer, but I find that this one is a little bit more hydrating than this one is. They both have that white milky consistency, and when you spread it on your face it no longer looks white. They are both oil free and they are both very similar in consistency, but I just prefer this one. Also, this one has SPF and it has a physical SPF in it, which is great, but sometimes can cause a white flashback in photos, while I don't have that problem with this one. But they both blur my pores really nicely. They both pretty much do the exact same thing. This one just prolongs my makeup a little bit more, but I like this one more, to be honest. And then the last thing I want to share with you is very, I think it's a formula dupe. It's not a color dupe. But these are the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks, and I used to hate these. I thought they were so ridiculously overpriced. I didn't really like them until I discovered pink quartz, and I loved it for like a straight month. That's all I would wear. And then I decided to go and buy like all the other Bobbi Brown ones. But I did get these on sale at Namie's on like all my Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks. I bought them at IMATS for like half off or 40% off. This is a highlighting powder, a shimmer brick. This is in the shade Bronze. To me, this is a bronzer, like a very shimmery bronzer, but for dark skin tones, it's a beautiful highlight. It's basically like a little palette in one where you get 5 strips of different colors, and you could swirl your brush in this and mix all the colors together to get a really pretty color, or you can use them individually as eyeshadows or anything like that. The Physicians Formula shimmer strips are the exact same thing. This is my favorite drugstore highlight in the entire world. Actually, this is in the shade Miami Strip. I stay close to these colors on the bottom because the top is obviously too dark for a highlight. Now, obviously, the colors are completely 100% different, but I find that you can pretty much do the exact same thing. As 5 strips, you can use them individually as eyeshadows or swirl them around and get a nice color. I would only recommend the Bobbi Brown ones over these if you like the color selection in these more. But in terms of what they do, like what they're supposed to do, they pretty much do the same thing. So I would just go ahead and say save your money and go for the shimmer strips. Shimmer strips from Physicians Formula. Okay guys, so that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed these drugstore dupes for higher end products. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.